Hey guys, Neff here. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at the EVVA ICS. This is actually a lock that I have covered on this channel before, and we'll see if we can get a little bit of redemption today. It took me an hour to pick it on my channel last time, and we're trying to get her done a little bit faster. So the one we're going to be looking at today is going to be this brass core. You see it looks a little bit different than the modular Euros you might be used to seeing. It's because it came in this padlock, that's how EVVA does theirs. They just screw right in. It would go in flush if it was, if I did it correctly. But that's how that looks. Very beautiful. Nice full brass plug and cylinder, whereas the normal one here. And another interesting thing you guys might like, I don't know much about it, and it's really hard to tell the difference between them, but the warding on some of them is different because they actually have different keys. So you can see that looks like the two triangles, whereas that looks like straight out and an angle, and then angle and almost straight back in. So this key will obviously fit in the lock here. Hi, kitty cat. I got myself a new cat, found it under my shed a week ago, and this key will not fit in here. I'm not going to force it, but the warding will not allow it. So I thought you guys might find that interesting that the ICS does have multiple keys, and it is based specifically on that warding in there. So we'll go ahead and get this brass bad boy locked up in the vise. We'll get the lock cam going, and we'll see how it goes today. Alrighty guys, we got her locked up in here. Let's take a look at the tools we're going to be using today. We've got this nice big Z-bar for tension. Just a regular old hook, 25 thousandths cut out with the laser for those top 3 pins in the stack that don't really mean much. And then we've got this double-ended flag. I'll probably be using that pointy end. And I've got the lock speaker on. We've also got the lock cam up, which you'll be able to see. Let's get some tension. And let's start on that top stack. We'll put the hook through to try and sync the cameras. We'll go boom, we'll go up, up, out. Hopefully that'll help me sync the cameras. Alright, so just doing these top pins, they don't mean a whole lot. Just heavy tension, get them to click. 1 I think is set, 2, that was the click you just heard. That was 3. Now I'm just kind of pushing on them to see which one needs nudged up a little bit more to let the core turn. And that was number 2. Alright, so we got a little bit of that core rotation. This one we got to start on the right side. And I am going to start in the back. 3, we're going to try 4. Good click on 4. We'll leave it be and we'll go to 5, which is a max lift. Alright, she's all the way up and I felt the sidebar bite a little bit. So we'll go back to 4, 2, 3, 4. 4 is actually still jiggling, so I think that just leaves us with 1. That pickup was picking up a lot. Alright, 1 is jiggling, and I think I felt even more core movement. So we'll just feel them just to be safe. We'll check 2 and 3. Those are 0 lifts, but sometimes they need nudged a little bit to get the sidebar to bite. This one is especially weird. It can get picked rather quickly if you're on your game, but I'll show you what's going on. So this one I'm just going to start nudging a little bit. 1 is a 0 lift, but it does get caught up sometimes. 2 is like a mid lift. We're on that. Easing up on tension. Get a good click. 2 is where it needs to be. 3 is a max lift. Let's start getting her up there. I think I got 3 up there. 2 dropped a little bit. We just put it back where it needed to be. 1, 2. I think we got 3. That's 2. No, I didn't. Alright, 3 we're still working on. Oh. 1, 2. Clicked up again. The placement is all over the place. I'm in a bad position for this. 2's good. Now 3's all the way up in. I felt the sidebar bite a little bit. All right, now 4 is a 0 lift, but as soon as I touch it, it lets the core move, bites so hard that 5, which is almost a max lift, will not set. So I just hit 4 with almost no tension, and now I'm gonna try and get 5 to go up before letting the core turn. And I think I messed it up because I thought I was on 5 and I wasn't. So yeah, so let's see if I can get it, but I don't think I can. Oh, no, we did it. Oh my God. So I didn't let the core turn too much. If you do on 4 and you're holding really heavy tension and it lets the core turn, you can't even set 5. You start trying to lift it and you have to release tension. It just drops everything. But we did it. So I got lucky today. We are wide open. So we'll go ahead and close her up and get her gutted and show you what's inside of this bad boy. Alrighty guys, let's take a look at what we got here. First, the cylinder. We've got our 2 sidebar channels. You can see it's actually milled for up to 6 pins. You can see the springs down in there. I don't like yanking them all out because I love to send springs into orbit regularly. So, but they use fairly, I could probably get one of them out. Well, I mean, I could get them all out, but let's try and get one. Alright, so here is one from pin channel 1. You can see what they got going on here. The steel, it's all steel right here, so I assume that's more for drill protection. These are not hard to set at all. The main issue with them is the fact that it's an open keyway in the top, and they have these cut pins in a way that your pick will just skip right off the side of it. So you got to work on placement. You can see this one's over to the side, this one's just in the middle for the fin, and this one's to the side as well. And you can see that reflected in the bitting. So you've got your, let's see if we can keep her nice and focused. We've got one on the right here, one in the middle, and one on the right. So that's nothing too special about that, just getting your pick placement on it. And here is our sliders. You can see all the springs in there. It just takes a little spring on the side that pushes on this foot, and then to pick it, all you're touching with your flag is just that little nub hanging off the side there, and that's how it sits in the lock, up and down until the sidebar can bite. And of course you have your false gates. So those are your shallow channels there, and that's why you do your jiggle test and you feel for it to jiggle, or if it's tight, of course you have overset or underset it. Our sidebars here are, let's look, nothing super special. They just have a, there we go, they just have teeth on the bottom. That's how they go into where the teeth are to the bottom, and they'll bite into either the false or the true. You can see the tiny little springs in there that push them back out. Those are not permanent. Those are just like held in by grease on the lock. And one of the coolest parts about this lock right here is just how they machine this core. It just has a lot going on with it. It's very cool looking. So you can see this one actually, or the core actually has room because of the 5 sliders. They machine it to where you theoretically could have 5 pins on the top, and as you saw with the cylinder, it has 6 holes there, so they could actually have filled the top. I'm honestly not sure why they don't. Every ICS I've ever had only has the 3 pins, and here is where our sliders would go in. We'll get you a look at that. So you just load it in like that. It does fit a specific way, and then it'll fall down in, and you can see your foot touches that spring, and boom, you are rocking and rolling. I'm looking for any, we have that circular right there. Usually when I see that, that's for a spring, but obviously that's not the case in here because the springs are embedded in the sidebars. So I assume that's just related to either reusing plugs from another lock or just the way it's machined. They didn't want to write a new program to just put a channel there. But yeah, beautiful brass core. Worked out really nice. I got this from a gentleman named Moon, who just happened to send me a picture, and I was like, oh yeah, I will definitely take that brass core. There is some more drill protection. It might actually come out. I don't even see any here, so I've gutted this before, so I may have actually dropped it out of there, but yeah, you can see there's some drill protection there, and that's about it going on there. So hope you guys liked what you saw. Any comments, questions, suggestions, or feedback, I'm happy to hear it. Please like and subscribe for more. I got plenty more locks that came in recently that I'd love to video for you guys. Thanks. Have a great night.